Like,
oh, but it's only right though that you come, bro. Like, come on. I know you fuck with the pod, so.
Okay, go on. I'm like, check.
All right, yeah.
Nice
So
camera action.
all right, so yeah, I think we good. Everything's smooth like that. Got Dez in the building.
So
Here
you
we
guys
go.
know another.
Yeah, nothing like I'm gonna try not to like grill you. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I'm not trying to. It's gonna be a smooth little conversation. But first, I gotta get through these announcements real quick. So it'll just take me a little second.
Okay.
Let me get through that, and then we'll start up real quick like that. All right, Dez?
Okay.
Damn, okay. The first question I'm really going to ask you is... wait. All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Meal Real Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Jarrell. If you guys are new to the channel, before we get into this video, make sure you guys are subscribed right now. Of course, we're on all social media platforms. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, everything like that, all the good stuff. Let's see what else. Of course, right now, if you guys are listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anything like that, make sure you guys give me a 5-star on there. If not, if you guys are interested, if you guys didn't know, you guys can now stream these episodes on Spotify for those who just like to listen. I don't know, some people have their own preferences or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it all kind of, the reason why I started it on Spotify was, one of my friend of mine, he was like, oh, I fuck with your podcast and everything like that. I'll be watching it like at work, right? Yeah, so I was like, okay. Because when I started the podcast, that's probably wasn't one of the first things on my mind, like getting it on Spotify or whatever. But I don't know, it just crossed my mind when he told me like, oh, I'll be watching it at work. So I was like, okay, cool, I guess. And then, yeah, I threw it on Spotify and Apple Podcasts too. So if you guys are listening on there, make sure you guys give me a 5-star. What else? Let's see. Before I get into this video, we got the clothing right now. If you guys been supporting the clothing, appreciate you guys. We've been doing hella good with sales like that. I was telling Des here, we gotta get her one ASAP. I don't know what color.
Any color.
Like, what's your favorite color? Like,
I feel like I'm simple: white, black, pink.
Okay, so solid colors.
Solid, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got a pink, but it's kind of like it's like a hot pink though. I don't know if you be rocking with that. We got that, and we got like a light pink too. But
a light pink. Yeah.
But it's in it's like in a crop top hoodie.
I'm like, well, I have to see first.
Would you rock a crop top hoodie? Would you wear that?
I have to physically see it.
You have to see it.
I have to like see it and be like, okay, yes and no.
Okay. Definitely, we have to get you. We gotta get you right somehow. We gotta get you something. Shirt, especially now that you've been on the podcast. We gotta get you right with something. Okay. Mandatory. So yeah, make sure you guys get yourself some clothing. $45 a hoodie. We got sweats. We just added those. Those are like $35. They come in all colors. Come in 8 different colors. Just not pink. Let's see. Like I said, we're just talking about the crop top hoodies. Those come in 3 colors. We got light pink. It's like a purple, like a light purple, not like a violet purple like that, but like a light.
Purple.
Yeah, like a light. I don't know. I know the basic colors. I don't know. There's probably like a specific. Purple. Yeah, there's probably a specific word for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not saying it right, but it's like a light purple. We got that, and then we got black. So, ladies, if you guys want a crop top hoodie right now, you guys can go get that. Those are also $45. Summer's coming up. It's kind of getting hot. The weather's been kind of weird though.
It's weird. Like 1 minute it's like cloudy and cold. Next, you're burning outside.
Exactly. So I don't know. I mean, we want to start pushing the shirts and stuff, but the way the weather's been, like, it's been cold, so people have been still getting a hoodie, even though we're like in June or whatever, Mm-hmm. But that's why I added on the crop top, because I don't know, it is gonna get hot eventually. So I thought, just have them ready. So anyways, you guys can get that now. Let's see what else. Man, I haven't done a podcast in
like a week or 2.
Nah, it's been I've been doing kind of like the vlogs and stuff, talking about the birthday. I don't know where you was at with that. Didn't I tell you to slide to the birthday?
I was working.
Were you working?
Yeah.
I think you were. Oh, damn. Okay, well, yeah, we did the birthday, and I think I did like, honestly, I can't even remember right now. Like, when's the last time I did a podcast? It's been a while though. Like, it's been some time, bro. It's been some time. I don't know. I just been kind of like how do I say it? I took like a little, not a break, but kind of like, I did this one. This is by myself though, so this is like a week ago, I guess. But I haven't filmed with somebody else in like, since my friend Booch was probably maybe 2-3 weeks ago. So I don't know, but it's been, I don't know. Yeah, it's been like a week or 2. I don't know. That doesn't seem that long, but I've had times where I can record multiple times throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. So we're back. Feels good. Before I get like more into this video, let's just introduce my friend here, Des. I have her as a special guest with me today. We're chilling. She finally came down to the podcast. Thank you for coming down, supporting, and fucking with the Real Meal Real. I've been actually kind of like wanting her to get on the podcast for like a while. I don't know like the exact date, but I feel like I texted you about it. She's like, "Oh yeah, like, we'll do it. We'll definitely do it."
Like so many times.
Yeah, like a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what? We can honestly talk about that. You know what? It's okay because you know what? Like it's not okay, but it's just like I'm used to that. You get me?
Yeah.
You understand? Like you're not the only one. You know what I'm saying? Like I deal with like all types of people.
Yeah.
Like people that do like the weirdest. The only time it kind of gets under my skin is like if we like if only we get to the point where like it's like we have a set time and like you know how today was like you're like all right time date like if it's like that like canceled over and over again that gets on my nerves. Like, you get me?
More than one.
Like it depends how far you let it get.
I canceled the other one.
I think the first one, right?
I did.
Yeah, right. The first one.
Yeah, the first one I did.
Okay.
I was like, I'm breaking out of work.
Yeah. It's all good though, but honestly, it's just like. It depends how far, because some people just let it get way too far. I had this one girl like, okay, so when I first started the podcast, I was always reaching out to all these people and stuff like that, and I was very like, excited. Like whenever someone told me, oh, like let's do the podcast, I'll be like, oh yeah, I bet for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I immediately, go to Instagram, repost them, like talk about they're coming on, like you know what I mean? And I've had a couple instances where actually people like they do that like. On purpose, like, and then they don't even, show up type of thing. Like, you see what I mean? It's like, it can get to different levels, So, it's like, I don't know, everybody's different, people got busy schedules, people work, I work myself, so, I do it a lot, but, I mean, for the most part, I only get kind of, like, under my skin when it gets, like when we're really close to doing it, and then we don't do it. Like, that's when, like, if you're just telling me, like, I'm gonna let you know when, like, that's whatever. Like, I mean, people just do that on the regular.
A no-show without saying anything, or like I guess constant canceling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely one too for sure. So I mean, it is what it is. I deal with it. I had an assistant. She not too much right now. She's kind of like not really working on team so much. But I had an assistant that was working for me like for like the longest time. That kind of helped me deal with a lot of stuff like that. Because with the podcast. We deal with so many like different guests and stuff like that. There's always different like type of agendas going on, Like there's a bunch of people like, I want to get on, what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you being not calm, we're like, all right, we talked about it. It's about to happen. Like, we just got to get it done, We got to figure out the time. And then there's people that want to come on here. And then, there's people that we potentially, so there's always like different types of people we work with. And then there's people like we're bouncing around that's supposed to come in, but we're trying to get the date. So, I mean, I had an assistant, she was helping me out for that, like, for a little bit, and it was, like, making it a little easier, Like, I would just be like, all right, just hit on my assistant, let her know, like, when you're ready or whatever. But, lately, hasn't been too much like that, Sometimes I get the, the party people here and there, you know what I mean, that kind of, like, request to come on and stuff. Yeah. But, and then I get, like, on some, like, TikTokers, SoundCloud rappers, all types of people, you feel me? But it's like, it's all seasons, It's not always like that, you feel me?
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So, okay, Des, so let's talk about how did you first hear about the podcast, like, and everything like that? Like, explain to me how you heard about it the first time you saw it, your thoughts on it, the whole vibe. Let's talk about that first.
I don't remember how I even came across your account,
Yeah.
I think it was already someone I was already following. I don't know who it was. I don't remember who. I think I remember just pressing on it. And I guess your Instagram was like the podcast one, And I guess I just followed it, and I just would see that you would just like I wouldn't like watch the full YouTube videos, but like I would see like the clips you would post, I didn't really think much of it, I wasn't like, oh my god, like let me go on. I don't know.
Do you remember like which episode though you saw, like first guest? I mean, you've been watching the podcast for a while.
I don't remember.
There's so many, but I'm just saying.
I don't remember who was the first one I saw.
So many people. You don't remember.
I don't remember. And then I don't know how. I think one day you just asked me like, "Oh, we joined the podcast," and I was like,
I think I was,
like, why not?
Yeah, I was like, oh, do you fuck with the podcast? And like that day, I think you were on live or something like that.
Yeah, I think I was on live.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, like, do you fuck with the podcast? Should I pull this clip up? I screen recorded it, I think, but you won't be able to hear it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I did. No, cause like, bro, it was like, it's cool, cause like you was genuinely telling me like, you know, I fuck with that shit. I be watching it. Da, da, da. You was telling me, I forgot exactly what you were saying.
Yeah, like I was.
That's why I wanted you to come on. And honestly, you know, we don't have too many female guests on here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not like it's with the females it's a little tough. You get me? You don't necessarily gotta be like this and that to come on. You know what I'm saying? You really
that's
just got.
That's what I thought at first. That's what I had thought. I was like, I'm not famous. Like I don't do this. Like you know what I mean? Like not necessarily famous, but like clout or I don't know.
Yeah. Side note. So she ended up telling me she was just like, oh, like kind of like, what are we gonna? You know what I mean? I don't do nothing. Like, why do you want me on the? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I try to explain to people, you know, what about the podcast is. It's not about like your status or like whatever. You get me? It's about the conversation. For one, that's just one. You know what I'm saying? So we can sit here and have a conversation about stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously, like, there's different, you know, podcasts on here. You know, I have rappers and stuff. So, you know, if I have a rapper on, it's gonna be more of like an interview. I'm gonna be like, all right, man. So how was it when you made this song? What's it like being in the studio with this person? Mm-hmm. Or, you know, so it's different ways we go about the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But one thing that doesn't change is, like, you have to have some type of status. Because this goes, like, so many, like, see, this is my friend right here, Booch, like, that's just my boy, like, you feel me? Like, it's probably 200 followers on the gram. Like, that's just, like, my friend, you know?
Yeah.
But he's still my friend. We do killer episodes, you feel me? So it's not so much like that. And I understand, like, where you're coming from, you know? But yeah, like with the female situation, everything like that, it's not so much like we could find like, you know, females that got so much stuff going on. It's just like a lot of girls aren't like.
I noticed, yeah, you don't really have a lot of female like podcast videos. You know, the majority of them are males.
They are, and it's kind of like I don't know. Some females just don't really have stuff to talk about. That's the thing, like kind of like the conversation. Like I don't know, they don't really. You get me?
That's what I thought at first. I was like, what are we gonna talk about?
Does that make sense though? Yeah, like, it's not so much they don't got so much to talk about. They're just not good at having a conversation. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Not so much they don't have nothing to them. Yeah. It's more like you'd be surprised though. You get me?
No, yeah.
Having a being on a podcast, you know, it's, you have to be able to like have a conversation. You get me? I've had people on here. You know, I could tell exactly where you know podcasts are gonna go like right when I start talking because from the minute I'll be like, all right, so tell me a little about yourself. From that minute, some people are very short answered. You know, they're like, you know, LA, and they're quiet, and they wait till the next question. You feel me? So not really elaborating. That means that already kind of tells me they're not really talkative. You know?
Yeah.
So it's just like that's just really what it is for real. But I'm glad you came on the podcast. I'm just trying to think what else we had. I mean, you know who Nancy is? Dialed Nancy.
Oh yeah, I follow her.
Follow her. So she was on the podcast. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you saw her. Maybe you saw her episode. I don't know. That was like a while ago too. Her and then let's see. I'm just naming some other females I had on. Scarlett. Definitely had her on there too. She's definitely a party scene for sure. You know Scarlett?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So she was on here. I don't know. We were supposed to get like a part 2 in. I don't know what's going on with that. It's been a year. She only came in for a part 1. It was pretty viral. So I've been trying to get her back up in here, but I don't know. She like got her own, you know, thing going on or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like with the bringing on, you know, females and stuff like that. I don't know. It's just they're kind of like hard, and then also they have that same fear, like, oh, what are we gonna talk about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like type thing, same thing with you, kind of like how you're like, man, what we going, you know? But no, definitely, I got some topics for you. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm like, bring them.
Don't worry. So, all right. So, let's start like obviously a little intro. Let's just talk about like yourself. You want like I don't know people that are watching. Just tell me a little about yourself. I know your name's Dez, but a little more. I don't know what you do, like things you do for fun. I don't know.
Well, for short, they call me Dez or Desi.
Okay.
But like my full name is Dezelin.
Dezelin.
Okay, I'm sure you've never heard of that name.
Yeah, no, I just...
Every time I tell people, they're like, oh, like, I've never heard of that name.
Definitely not.
But yeah, my full name is Dezelin. But I guess the way I introduce myself is always like Dez or Desi, you know?
Yeah.
But, that's my name.
Okay. So, like, for me, I go by Rel. I don't know.
Jarrell.
My name's Drew, yeah.
I came in here, I'm like, okay, so what really is your name?
So, like, but it's like, I don't know why it's so hard for people to say. Like, I don't
I didn't really know.
When you look at it, it just looks weird, kind of.
Yeah, that's why I asked you.
It's the H, I think, that throws everyone off. But like, okay, my Instagram, whatever, like I got 2 A's in it, but like my real name, I only got like 1.
Yeah,
you get me?
Added it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that other one was taken. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I tried DMing the dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? I offered him money. I was like, bro, like, just give me.
What? Really?
Yeah, I was like, bro, just give
goodness.
me. I was like, bro, just give me the Instagram. You feel me? Because literally just my name. And it's like some old dude, bro. And I offered him money. And he wasn't like, I think he blocked me. Like, he blocked me. And what's funny is, like, you know where you could put your name, like, not your username, but your actual name right around the thing?
Yeah.
He spells it different, like it's Jerel. So it's just like it didn't make no fucking sense.
I can't believe you really said like offered him money.
I've been DMing him since 2014.
No, what?
Yes.
Is it that deep?
Dude,
like,
it would be my name. Literally my name. You can't tell me that wouldn't be like sick, like just your name. Like think of your actual name and just that's your name for your Instagram.
Oh my god.
I DM'd him for like years.
I cannot believe you did
and he finally blocked me, and then I was like, man, this
he didn't
guy.
want to change it.
Yeah, but bro, he wasn't even active on the gram, nothing like that. He should have just gave it to me, but bro was just being like greedy about it. You know what I mean? So I tried giving him money, dude. Like some old dude, bro. Hope he dies for real, cause I can get the gram.
Oh
no
my
cap.
god,
bro, like you should have just gave it to me, bro. Like you're weird, dude. Like come on, man. You see all this motion I got going on. I need the gram. Like you feel me? Like
oh my god.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know, but Yeah, I don't know. That was just So I go by Rel, whatever. Okay, so tell me more. So you go by Dez. Let's see. What about work? What do you do for work?
You know, I was working 1 job. Now I have 2 jobs. You know, I work 2 jobs.
Wait. Before you get into it, are these like your first jobs that you work, or like how many jobs do you work?
Yeah, these are my
first
jobs.
2. Oh yeah, cause.
Yeah, my first job. I was always just handed. You know. Mm-hmm. I guess I just grew up to everything handed to me.
Really?
Well, from like my dad, you know.
Yeah, tell me about your family situation. You got a lot of siblings? Are you only child?
No, I do. I have a sister and 2 brothers.
Okay, so
parents separated.
4 sister, 2 brothers. So like there's 4 of you guys.
Yeah, that's where I was.
Got it. Go ahead, proceed.
I'm the like middle
child.
Yeah, because I do have a little one, and so parents separated. But yeah, I guess I always grew up like everything handed from me. Well, my dad. I was the little, I guess, as I grew up.
So you live with your dad?
No, I live with my mom.
Live with your mom. Got it.
But the way I grew up, I was just always handed everything from my dad, not my mom.
Dad spoils you.
He used to. You know, now he's like, you're grown, you can work for it. I'm like, okay. I didn't take it to the heart though, you know? Okay. I was like, okay. I was like, something needs to humble me, right? Like I can't always be like, give me this, give me that, give me
the fact that you know you're saying that things were handed to me, that kind of tells me that at least you know, because you'd be surprised how many people don't know that.
Yeah,
you get me? Like they really just think like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like being self-aware.
Yeah,
is
no,
the first step, right?
I was aware. I was very.
So I just
spoiled.
think that's So the fact that you're up here, you know that you're saying I was handed everything. That tells me. So I mean, it's not like you're too. Cause you say you gotta humble yourself, so it's not like you're out here like, you know what I mean. At least you know what's going on.
Yeah.
As opposed to just someone that acts like they don't know that they're off.
And then I did not want to work. The thought of me working was like, what the fuck?
You wasn't feeling that.
I was like, me working for someone? No. Like, I would just like, can I just have it handed to me? You know? Yeah. I was like, you know what? Let me try it. But I was like, I'm not going to work in no drive-thru. Like, I'm not dealing with none of that. Okay. You know? So I was like, okay, what do I do? So I just applied to a restaurant. Okay.
So no drive-thru, but a restaurant.
Like I don't want to do no drive-thru.
You don't want to be no fast food.
I don't want to do no fast food. Period. No fast food. No store.
Why don't you want to work in fast food?
Because I don't want to be standing, you know, like in just the drive-thru and like the grease of the food. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird about it.
Nah, I mean honestly, personally, I
don't want to be dealing with that. And like the crazy people that come around there.
Yeah, no.
I do not want to be around that.
I would do it if I had to. Like, if I had to, like, if I was down bad, like, if I just got out of jail or something, like, I need a job. Like, it's like I'm incapable of doing it. But I'm kind of like where you're at with that. I wouldn't personally, like, work at fast food. Like, I just wouldn't work with food. You get me? Like, I don't want to work with food.
Fast food?
Fast food. I mean, at least, like, fast food.
I knew right then and there. I was like, I am not doing that.
Okay, so what was the first job that you chose?
I worked at a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
You know, it is actually a busy Mexican restaurant.
So are you like fully Hispanic or like what's going on here?
Okay, so my mom's side, they're they're Mexican, obviously, and my dad's side, they're Guatemalan. So I'm half Mexican and Guatemalan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mixed. Okay, so you got.
Yeah, I am.
Okay,
mixed.
so you speak like
I am fluent
Spanish?
in Spanish.
Sorry, like I was about to say that. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So me, like I'm Mexican at heart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's where I'm at. You know what I mean? I love the. First of all, let's just shout out the Latino community, the whole Hispanic community, all the way to the music, to the culture, the food, the women. It's just great. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Get into this later, but actually, I grew up. One of my brothers, he's actually like, we're not blood or nothing. You know, he was adopted into my family, but he's Hispanic. So I grew up around a lot of Hispanic culture. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, he got a wife now, 4 kids. You know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say shout out to the Latino community for real. But okay, so you do speak Spanish, and then okay, so you're going on to the restaurant, right? So
yeah, so I work at a Mexican restaurant. That was my first job. I had no experience in job, you know, like So, but then I was only gonna do part time. You know, I was like, my time, like if I want to do this, that, you know.
Yeah, you don't want to take up too much.
I didn't want to take. I literally only wanted like 3 days working in the week.
Okay, that's
you know?
yeah, no, that's you know what I mean. Okay.
That was at first, okay. And I started working. I'm like, no, like, give me more shifts. So I started doing everything. You know, like I'm the one now who closes down.
Yeah, because you just said earlier, you know, off camera, she said that she worked a 10-hour shift today. Yeah, so. Yeah,
I worked a 10-hour shift today because I did work 2 jobs, and I'll get to that right now.
Yeah, get to your thing.
So, right now, the Mexican restaurant I work at, I do close. You know, like I'm a fast learner, you know. I went from, like, what the fuck did I do here? To freaking bossing people around.
Running shit,
you know?
like.
Yeah, literally. So I close everything down. It's a 2-floor restaurant, 2 floors, and
big restaurant,
a full bar. So I deal with non-customers, drunk people. Like I don't make the drinks. I would take them out and stuff. You know,
like waitress type of thing.
I do waitress. So honestly,
serving.
Serving.
Being a host, kind of.
Honestly, I do everything. Like, there's some people who only do specific things, but I guess for me,
you do it all.
I do it all. Yeah.
How long you been working at this restaurant?
I've been working there for 7 months, and those 7 months I felt the longest because, you know, I learned so fast, you know.
Wow. So
and then I was working there like 41 hours a week.
Okay. A lot of hours.
And it was a lot. At first, I was like, it was draining. Then I got used to it. And then as time went on, I was like, I felt like I was always there, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was always there, and it kind of messed me up, like mentally. I feel like mentally I went off tracks, you know? I felt like I was literally, I feel like
Explain that mentally. What do you...
Like I felt like I was just there 24/7.
Like you feel like you was there more than you're at home?
No, I was literally at my job more than I was home, you know?
Yeah, it's too much.
It was too much. So, and I was like, I know they need me there, you know?
Right.
I was like, and I love the job. And so I guess it messed me up mentally because working at a restaurant is not easy. You know, it may seem easy. It's frustrating. You're dealing with so many customers, you know? You're dealing I used to be like, oh, it's going to be so easy now.
Tell me, well, before you go on, tell me some, like, top things you, as a, you know, working in a restaurant, tell me some, like, top number 1 things that are, like people wouldn't know that goes on, like, when you work there. That's
okay,
like,
so what do you mean?
I don't know, like, okay, can you say how, you know, people think it's easy?
Yeah, just dealing with customer service in general is frustrating.
Because I've worked, honestly, me personally, I never worked, you know, in a restaurant or anything like that, but I've worked in retail. Yeah. A lot of retail. So I worked in, you know, I think I've been talking about this on the podcast, but I've worked at JCPenney's. I used to work at Home Depot, little clothing store. Like I've worked in like kind of like clothing and retail stuff. Yeah. Right now, I work with kids. I don't know if you saw my story today. I work kids. I work at an elementary school. So that's pretty sad. Today was the last day.
Oh yeah, that was the last day of school.
Gonna miss my little 5th graders, you know.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, they're moving on to 6th grade, you know. I get attached to little kids, man. You know, I see them every day. Yeah. Stuff like that. So right now I work with kids. But I don't know where I was going with this. But yeah, I worked in retail. But anyways, where I was going was, yeah, like, so I kind of know like how it is dealing with people.
Customer, yeah, especially in a restaurant, there's the people who are very picky. This, that, da da da.
You got people that like send their stuff back. They're like, oh, I don't like this. Like,
all the time.
Tell me about that. Like,
it's frustrating. I mean, now I get used to it. You know. Mm-hmm. Now I'm just like, oh, it's fine.
And at that point, you just gotta like what, like throw the food away at that point.
Yeah.
It's a big waste.
It's so sad when I just see it. I'm like, really, what's the waste of food? You know. But yeah, you know, it's just that customer service that can be frustrating, especially there. That my restaurant I work at, it's like, so
it's really busy. I mean, you said it's 2 floors.
Yeah, I mean, like phone calls, reservations.
Do you do Uber Eats and stuff?
We do Uber Eats. We do Grubhub. Ooh. We do catering.
Catering too?
Yeah, we do catering too. So it's frustrating, you know.
Does this restaurant do they have other restaurants too?
Yeah, they have it's a 2.
It's one of those like okay.
It's they only have 2.
Oh, only 2.
Yeah.
Only 2. Okay.
But yeah, and then it messed me up. We're being there for like almost every day, you know. Mm-hmm. So I was like, ugh. And then I went to a point where I almost lost my job because I was always calling off. Mm. I would just leave work crying. Like it messed me up.
You give me a vibe that you're like very emotional.
I'm the most emotional person in this planet.
Like seriously,
I know.
Like, you give me an emotional vibe.
I'm a very emotional person. I will sob. Doesn't matter where I'm at. If I'm sad, I'll sob my eyes out. You know, like I have to let it out. Like even if it's by myself in the restroom, like I'll let it out. You know. But yeah, so I remember I would leave work early at the time, or call off, and then I would just not show up.
Don't do that.
You know, and then they would just give me warnings, and I guess I didn't really like pay attention to them until one day they were just like, "We don't want to let you go, but like we have to," you know.
Yeah. I mean,
we gave it so many times, and I'm like, "No, like I'm sorry, like da 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 da," right? And then I went to go pick up my check, and then I talked to my boss. I have 2 of them. And I talked to one of them, and they just gave me like a week of probation.
What is that? So what does that mean? Like you just
I couldn't go to work for a week.
Ooh, you was really pushing it.
And I know, and I was like, fuck Desi, you know. Yeah, but I went back, and they told me, okay, you can only work 3 days out of the week right now until you
prove that you gotta keep up with your consistency.
He's like, we don't want you just 3 days out of the week because you're a person that we really need here, you know. Like you're the only one who has to close and stuff, you know. Like, but we have to just do it 3 days right now. I did 3 days for a week, and then they started calling me back on.
Wait a second, Des. Let's just rewind that, because honestly, personally, I'm gonna just ask. You said you did 3 days for a week. That's like one.
No, like I did 3 days. They only wanted me Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
For like what, 2 weeks in a row? Or?
No, they said 3 months, so they can see me improve, and then they'll add me back onto the week.
It's another probation, yeah. 3 months.
You know.
Probation, yeah.
So I went back. So I was only working Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did that for about 2 weeks, I think. And then they started adding me back onto the week. Like, oh, we need you. Can you come in? So now I'm working back my other schedule that was bad. Yeah. You know?
Okay.
But that time that I was only working 3 days out of the week, I went looking for another job. I was like, I want to do a restaurant again, you know? So I was applying everywhere in a restaurant. I was like, don't hire me because I have experience, you know? It's hard because a lot of these applications are just through online. Indeed and stuff, yeah. Yeah, so I feel like they really ignore them.
Well, how did you find out about the first restaurant that you worked at?
Because I literally did, like, down the street from there.
Okay, so you was already in there before you worked there?
I was always in there before, you know?
It's like, oh, Des, you want a job now?
Yeah. It's like, oh.
Trying to work?
I took a while, like, looking for a job. I guess it took me 2 weeks. But those 2 weeks looking for another job felt the longest. And then I got hired at Hooters.
Hooters.
You have heard of Hooters?
No, I've definitely heard of it. Are they going out of business or what? Like, bro, like...
No.
Who even goes there? Like,
so I went to the interview.
Yeah, how does that look like?
Okay, I got hired there, okay?
Okay.
I went to the one in Ontario, you know? There's one in Ontario, there's one in Downey. Yep. So, you know, I went to the one in Ontario.
All the way out there?
I don't drive, so I was so
Yeah, so what are you
bummed.
doing?
I Ubered there, but I know I wanted to know
Took
how
Uber
the
here, by the
interview
way.
was. Okay.
We should talk about the no driving thing next.
Okay.
Too. Yeah.
I wanted to know. Okay.
Okay.
How the interview was, everything. I literally got the job like this, but the thing was that they don't work with people who have a second job. You know, I told them I have another job just the weekends. Like I can work for you guys in the week. Like like we only work with people with school schedules, not work other work schedules. Especially the weekends are busy. And they're like, okay, like, and then the guy who interviewed me, he was like, your hair is nice, your makeup's nice, like you're pretty. So at that moment, I knew they go for a lot for looks. You know.
Well, yeah.
That's why I went so presentable because I was like, I had
a
feeling they're.
What were you wearing like on your interview? Like, do you already? Well, I mean, because bro,
so
everyone, if you don't know what Hooters is, bro, it's like waitresses with big tits and like badass bitches just walking around. So it's like
they're always in bodysuits or shorts.
Yeah, so it's not like she was interviewing for like I don't know KFC or something. Like it's different. Like you know what I'm saying. So I'm basically just explaining to them. Yeah. So what did you wear when you was doing the interview?
Okay, so I just had like these high rise like fitted black flared like leggings, and I had like this black bodysuit, but the sides are like open, right?
You knew what was going on.
I knew what was going on. Yeah. Okay, and I just had like a little jacket, and then I had all white like bulky shoes, you know. And the interview was like this. Just what was your experience? Have you worked in a restaurant? And then they looked at my physical. And they're like, okay, like I think you make a good fit here. He's like, would you get along with working with all girls? I was like, yeah, like, I'm not feisty, you know, like I feel like I can get along with anyone.
Have you ever been in a fight?
No, but
you give me like you could switch though, like you can. I don't know.
I have not been in a fight, but I don't know if it's called. Someone did break my face, okay, when they... Wait. We'll go to that later, okay? We'll go to that later.
All right. We'll save that for another time.
We'll save that for later. And so, he was like, the guy was like, I know you have another job. He's like, you don't have to make the decision, like, right now. He's like, we're always hiring, so if you want, just, like, I'm going to give you my card and call me whenever you want. You're...
Like, ready to make a decision.
You're ready, and we'll start hiring. And he was like, are you okay with the uniform and stuff? And I was like, yeah, like, I'm okay with it. And
what's the uniform? It's like a white.
No, honestly, they have either like a tank top and shorts, you know, or they do like a little shirt and like shorts. It's always like shorts, you know. Yeah. And all the girls, they're beautiful girls, right? Baddies right there. Okay. So I feel like they're all judgy too, you know. As soon as I got there, I got that judgy feeling, you know. I got the job, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna make bank there. These girls make bank at Hooters. Tip money, okay. And I went in there
for sure.
It's a lot of just older people,
older dudes
that tipping fat, obviously, you know. Yeah. But I got it, so I was like, you know what? Let me just keep applying and see, you know, because I didn't want to leave my other job. I was like, I knew they were gonna give me another chance to get back my
the restaurant, yeah. So you don't want to throw that away.
So I was like, okay. So I found another job. It's a breakfast spot, you know. I like it. I work there in the mornings, and then I hop back to my other job. But now my other job is giving me my hours back into the week. So I literally just hop from my job to the other job.
So wait, you skipped this. So you ended up getting another job
at
the diner, like a diner?
Like it's it's a cute little diner place, you know. It's just an all breakfast spot, you know. So it's not IHOP. It's not IHOP or Jenny's. Okay, I doubt you would know the name. I don't want to say the name where the names where I work. Right?
I know niggas gonna be like, go ahead, say it.
I'm
playing. Okay, it's like a little diner, whatever.
It's like a diner.
Breakfast diner. Family owned? Diner. Like, is it family owned? Like, small?
Yeah, it's small.
Okay.
But it gets crazy packed there. The food there is so good. Like,
it's fire?
Stacked pancakes.
Waffles?
Yeah, like, nice. The food is so nice looking.
So you got me if I go?
Yes. Literally go. Damn. And I got it there, and I was like, oh, okay. So then, as soon as I got the job, they started adding me back hours to my other job. I stood there just because of that job. I do make nice money at, you know. Like I was like, I'm not gonna leave that job or anything. So I did let them know. So you know what, I do have another job now. I don't mind going to that job after I'm done here. You know, they're like, okay. Right. So now I do that.
It's so crazy how you went from like I don't even want to work 3 days to like now you talking about so I was cool working bouncing there. But go ahead. Damn.
Yeah. So
shit changes, huh?
So I was like, I feel like I need 2 different environments,
Okay.
2 jobs. I feel like the thought of 2 jobs before was like, that's so much.
No way, yeah.
But like, I guess the second job that I got, it's a from like 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. type of job. So they close at 3 p.m., which I liked, because if I was somewhere else, like for example, if I got like Olive Garden or something, they close late. They're like at 10 and stuff, So I feel like that would have been hard to manage with my other work job, just because we do close like at 10, 11.
Yeah, what's your hour? So you're a closer at the other one?
I'm a closer at the other one, yeah.
Oh, so that does kind of like, damn, okay.
So like it worked for me, and so now like earlier today I worked like 5 hours, and then another one I worked 6 hours. So for like total I worked probably like 10 and a half hours today.
And you came here.
And I got home already and came here, But
rocking with the Romeo Rail.
And I get paid every week.
Ooh.
One of them every Tuesday, the other one every Wednesday.
Easy.
So they're really easy, back-to-back checks, tip money,
Bring me my money.
Okay. And so I was like, okay, nice, Desi. Like before I went from I don't want to work to get
really
it going.
Really income, man. When that income don't, for sure. Like I said,
and I'm really good at saving. Before getting a job, I was horrible at that. I would spend money like clothing. That's all I thought about, clothing. I still like clothing now,
Okay, you talk about the jobs. Do you do anything like school like that, or like?
I did do 1 year school. I took a break.
Okay.
I go back August, but I do everything online. Just because I work a lot,
right?
And I don't like sitting in a class setting.
Yeah, like online's a new normal now. Cause I'm in school.
Literally, they just give you the assignments, give you like a week to turn it, and you do it,
Yeah.
And so I go back August. I'm doing everything online again. My major is business and real estate. Business and real estate. Before going into school, I was gonna go into the fashion industry. I got into a fashion school in LA, FITM. I don't know if you heard of it. I got into there. I went to an interview. A beautiful school. Like the classes and the way it's set up. It's so nice. Obviously it's expensive, but like I knew like I was able to get the help to like go there. But when they told me how long classes are and how much work you had to do in a week and on other unnecessary stuff that I knew that I didn't really want to do, to do what I wanted, because it's like all these other extra stuff, I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'll go the other route,
So basically, like, you was up for it, but until you found out, like, what you had to do.
Yeah.
You're like, nah.
Yeah, and where I went to high school, too, I did a 4-year, I had, like, a medical class in there. And that teacher, she was actually, like, a medical, she was working that, But she was so hard on us. I literally felt like I was literally in the medical school already, graduating and everything. She was so hard on us. We would do everything, EKGs. I was already like CPR certified.
Wait,
like,
when did you do this again?
It was high school, okay?
Oh, like the
high school. Okay, I had that. Oh my god! For my high school freshman year, when I first took that class, I was like, "This is hard."
What type of person were you in high school?
Okay, I was that. I'm very introverted, like I told you. I was very introverted. I was always that girl, just always to myself, headphones, hoodie, just to myself, I was always that girl people always talked about, though. The other girl people would spread rumors about. I never really understood why. I'm like so friendly, If you get to meet me, I'm so friendly and bubbly. I could probably be annoying, sometimes obnoxious, but like that's just me.
You do give me a chill vibe, yeah.
Yeah, so like I never understood that. I would have friends that would do me so dirty. I would be by myself.
What's your friend group like right now?
My friend group right now?
Yeah.
They're all 25 and up. The oldest I have, my closest friend ever, like, he is 30. He's 30. Oh, yeah. I love that man. He's so good to me. Like, I know he's my friend, right?
Okay.
I feel like, and then all my people at work, all my close coworkers are older. They're older, too. I feel like I just get along with the older people.
The closest friend is 30?
Yeah.
And it's nothing but friendship there.
We don't talk about that, but yeah. So I feel like I get along with older people, you know. I don't know if it's because they're really mature, have it all together, you know. Like, I feel like I was just never able to make friends, like, around my age, you know. All my coworkers are older, too, you know. My other job, too, older.
Did you meet that friend of yours at your job?
No, at the bar.
Okay, we'll get to that next. We'll get to that next. Okay, but hold on, we're moving fast. I'm trying to think. So, okay, we talked about the job thing, school. Okay, so you did. No, that was in high school. The medical thing was in high school.
Oh, I was the medical thing. I did that, and I was gonna go into the medical field right after high school.
That changed.
Yeah, but because a lot of the people that have in my classes went straight into it, just because the teacher I had, she was
kind of like a nurse, registered nurse or something.
Yeah, something like that, and she would she helped everyone already start working in hospitals, you know. Like, she would start all those people straight started working in a hospital, you know.
So why didn't you?
Because, you know what, I was like, the schooling, you still have to do school obviously while doing that, you know. The schooling, the hours, I didn't want to be in a hospital. It was around COVID too, you know. I feel like I'm a very germaphobe, you know.
You give me that type of vibe.
I'm a very germaphobe, so I was like, I don't want to work in a hospital. Hospitals are chaotic, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, and even anything, I was like, oh, what if I be like an ultrasound, you know? Schooling's still a lot. I just didn't have the patience to be with that, you know.
I mean, it's not too late. You could always, like, you know,
just like fashion school, I didn't go to that. I didn't have the patience for the schooling.
Yeah, I'm talking about fashion. Make sure you guys order yourself a hoodie right now. $45. Pre-order right now. We got over 8-9 different colors. Make sure you guys are gonna pop the Instagram up right now. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. Of course, I don't know if I said this, but I'm gonna have her stuff popped up on the screen too. So make sure you guys are following her. And yeah, go ahead.
Where were we?
We were talking about the fashion school and stuff. And
yeah, but most of my friends are like older. You know, I feel like I get along with older people. Like,
me too, sort of, kind of.
Like, I don't really have anyone around my age. Maybe it's just where I work too. It's always older people.
My brother is 30.
It really? Well, my friend just turned 30. You know.
So your friend group was just that 30-year-old guy, or like, you kick it with?
No, they're all around, like, I guess, like 26, 27,
I think you said
29, 30. You know. They don't look that age. So when they first told me their ages, I was like, "You're lying, you're lying," you know. But yeah, most of my friends are either like they're bartenders or stuff. You know,
let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about the bar, bro.
The bar.
Yeah, I feel like
if you follow me, you guys know I'm always.
Bro, like, anyone that follows her, bro, you be at the fucking bar, like.
Yeah.
What is up with that?
I'm always drinking.
And you don't seem like a person to be at the fucking bar all the time.
I don't?
No, I mean, yeah, you give me like drink, but like, the bar is different. Like, I mean, I feel like, bro, going to the bar and drinking is like two different things. Bro.
I've always loved drinking. Like, I've always been.
Yeah, but going to the bar is way different. Like, that's a different.
I just started that. I say the end of around the end of last year. My coworker, she was like, "Oh, let's go to the bar." At this restaurant, I said, "Are you sure? Like, I don't know if they're gonna serve me." Like, she's like, "No, just come." And I was like, "Okay," I go. And I guess I got luck, so I was like, "All right." We started going, and then from there, I met friends. They would go, so I started hanging out.
And you go to the same bar?
I didn't know. And then from there, I moved on to going on by myself. So now I go by myself. And now I go by myself.
By yourself?
Yeah.
You do a lot of things by yourself.
I do a lot of things by myself. Okay, I love being by myself. You know, at times I make it a little lonely, I guess. But I love my company. You know, like, I'll go shopping. I go eat by myself. I'll go take myself to Benihana if I wanted to. I'll go eat there by myself. Like, I just sit there, watch Netflix, have my AirPods.
I feel like I need to do things myself, like, more like that.
You know, I feel like a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, no, like, that's scary." I'm like, no, like, just do it. Do it and you'll like it. I do it, you know? Like, sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to go run errands." And sometimes, for example, if my sister's home, because my sister doesn't live with me anymore. But
siblings. Are you close with them? Like, your siblings and stuff?
Only my older sister. But when there's times she'll visit, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna go run errands." So, can I come? I'm like, no. I'm like, I prefer going by myself. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I prefer go by myself. Yeah, I just have my AirPods in, do what I have to do, and and I find it healing, I guess you can say, calming to me.
I want to go back to the friend thing real quick. So, do you have to kick it with anyone else, like, from high school that you kicked it with?
No.
Or?
Ever since I graduated high school, I have no contact with anyone from there. I literally said
Not
bye.
even like that one friend you kicked it with every day?
I used to have this friend group. It was these two girls in my, I guess you can say my senior year of high school. I did everything with the girls, party, drink, get drunk, black out, everything, And I guess nothing happened. Just for time, I guess we just started distancing. We started going our own ways.
Sucks, huh?
Yeah. And then I also felt like I was also, I guess, pushed to the side at some point, I feel like at one point I was always asking, like, oh, can I go with you guys?
Ooh, I hate that.
Can I go? Like, can I tag along? And from there, I got tired of doing that. So I stood by myself, no friends for the longest, until I got work. I got my job. I met my people around there, So that's how it is now. I only have one friend actually from school. I didn't go to high school with her. I went to middle school with her. She went to a different high school. But she's the only person I keep in contact with now,
Middle school friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hung out with, when I was, like, beginning of high school, like, going into, like, freshman, sophomore year, that's when I kind of started doing, like, we'll talk about that next to, like, parties and stuff. But, I used to do that. I've talked about it on the podcast before. That's like I knew a lot of those people, like Scarlett and like Ariana. They're like to me, like they're just kids I grew up with. Like we was all like I met Scarlett when I was like 15. Like we was all just young, doing that type of shit. So, basically what I was getting to was in high school. Me personally, I tried hanging out in a group of people. It wasn't two or three. I mean groups of three, but it was like a really group of people. And like I kind of relate to that a little bit because like. Drama. There's a lot of so I learned that kind of early. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was a little more complicated because the group was like 5-6 of us. You know what I'm saying? But it just all starts with little things like that, like, oh, can I come, and just like not get invited. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I kind of learned that. So me personally, I'm like, for a little while, I was kind of like, before the podcast, I was kind of on the same little vibe that you were on, like just for the longest, just by myself. You know what I mean? Type of thing. Because I was so, we actually had the friends that I was talking about. We actually kind of did have like a bad fallout. You know what I mean? So I don't know, but kind of like doing this podcast thing or whatever, it kind of like forced me to gotta be like a people person. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be like not a weirdo, but I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like. I signed up, like, when I did this YouTube thing, like, I knew, like, my life was going to be, like, on YouTube. Like, how I treat people, who I talk to, who I'm around, that matters. Yeah. If I treat you like shit, and you go off and tell all your little friends, like, what females I talk to, how I talk to them, separating podcasting from, just all that type of stuff, because it's, like, my image is very important, like, very, very important. You feel me? So, basically where I was going with the story was if I treated you like trash, whatever, I just was rude to you or whatever the case was or whatever's weird, name anything, it's just gonna look bad on me, because then you tell your friends, oh, Jarrell, he's weird, and then it's just like, and then that might stop getting in the way of business or like people don't want to fuck with a weirdo podcast weirdo. I don't know, but it's just like, I don't know, when you do stuff like this and you're just around a lot of people, you don't want to have like a bad rep, you know what I mean? When people look at me, they're like, host, YouTube, everyone fucks with them, you know what I'm saying? Which is true, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta be careful, like how I'm not perfect or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, okay, so I just kind of relate to you there with the whole little friend group thing, being very just, careful who you kick it around. I could 100% get you on there. But we're going back to like the bar thing. So I mean, you drink.
I'm a
what
drinker,
are some of your favorite
smoker.
drinks? Yeah, what the fuck? Why have you ever got?
I've smoked before. That's my ever smoked was in high school.
Would you hit a blunt though? Like, would you hit?
Yeah, the friends I would hang out, my friend group girls that I hung out with my senior year of high school. That was the last time I ever smoked. They were raw smoke. But like I feel like it just was.
I was gonna smoke, but I had a feeling you didn't smoke, so I didn't.
I don't like the smell of it too.
Yeah, so you probably would have been looking at me
like on me, But
cause we be smoking on here in the podcast. We friendly here. But yeah, we back right now. So I think I already kind of explained the whole friend part. Okay, so next thing we was gonna talk about, we whipped out the Casa right now. We got the Casamigos right now. I had a bottle, so I forgot we still had some left over from the other day. So like, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and vibe with it. And it was in the freezer too, so it's fine.
I know it's cold. And the lemonade's cold.
Yeah. Yeah, me like, I'm not really a drinker. I really just, my friends make me drink. So.
They make you drink.
Yeah. So, you know, they're the type like, just take a shot. You know what I'm saying? Like those types. So.
I like pressure. Take what?
Like literally, like I get bullied into drinking, so I mean, it's cool. Whatever. I'm a smoker. Everyone knows I'm a real smoker. Okay, let's talk about random, but let's talk about OnlyFans.
Okay.
You do OnlyFans. I don't know anyone that's on here that's watching this. Des right here. She does OnlyFans as well.
Well, I used to.
Oh, you stopped doing it?
I stopped doing it February. So it's been months.
Okay. So what made you start that?
I started it because I don't know. I was always just like, I wanted an OnlyFans. Maybe just the thought of the easy money, you know? That was the only thing I wanted OnlyFans for.
Okay.
I hesitated to make it for months and months and months until I was like, okay, let me just try it.
Because once you kind of think about OnlyFans, once you kind of open that door.
Yeah, I see
You know what I mean?
that
You're
door.
gonna be like
I didn't
OnlyFans.
think.
People don't think you're an OnlyFans girl now.
Yeah, that's how I see. That's how I'm like kind of seeing now too. But
yeah,
I did it after hesitating to start my account for so long. I opened it, and it was all over. I remember the first time I posted on my story, everyone was like, "What the fuck? Like, Des, like, did you really just start this? Like, you know." People don't even talk to from from school and stuff. They're like, "What the heck?" You know?
OnlyFans.
I did it, and the first day, I automatically just went. Everyone was just subscribing. I'm like, okay. So I got hyped. So I was like, all right, like let's do it, you know. I was doing it, and then next thing you know, like I already have like $1,000 in a week.
What?
So I'm like, oh shit. So
1,000? How much was your subscription?
Like $14.99. But you know, people want more to message. They tip you and stuff.
Yeah, so I was talking about the content on there. Like, be honest, bro. Like, what was you doing?
Honestly, I feel like people thought.
Were you scamming on there? Be honest. Well, not scamming,
No,
but was it just like?
No, I wasn't gonna scam anyone on there, you know. But it was just me. It was like no, like partner work, none of that stuff. You know,
because people do so many different fucking things on there.
Yeah, so. You see, I feel like that's what people were mistaking me for. They'd be like, "Oh, like what are you posting on there? Like, do you do this and that?" I was like, "No, I don't. Like, it's just literally me. It's literally me myself.
Videos,
literally
all that. Okay.
You know." And a lot of these people were like, the usernames were different. You know, like it was like just random names. But then when they'll tell me, they're like, "Oh, like I want to school with you. I know you know who I am."
Yeah, best believe most of those people were people
you know. And then the one that did stick with me was, I don't know how they started finding out of my job. You know, like I know I follow people, but like I remember blocking it.
When you pull up your Instagram, it's like those kind of. Like.
And then I remember there's someone on my job who subscribed to it, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And this person has kids, everything, and I'm like. No fucking way you just described it, you work with me, like stop, you know? But the money income, it was nice money. I made money like this. I think I made like about like $4 or $5K like so fast. I literally all that money I just threw it onto my savings. All that money I have in my savings. Like I didn't touch none of that. You know?
Wow.
That's literally why I wanted OnlyFans too. I was like, I'm not gonna just blow that money off like that, you know? So all that money I've made is all my savings, you know. Like I'm good with saving, even now that I work, you know.
You did say you're good with saving.
I'm good with savings. I'm so good at it, and I'm proud of myself because before I was horrible at that shit. So bad. I would just blow off money like nothing, go back to zero. Like,
I still have that problem, so.
You know, now I don't let myself go to zero, like none of that. Withdraw none of that. I refuse to, you know. But
that's good.
I made good money
good to hear.
off my OnlyFans. And then it got a little stressful just because I was working a lot and then managing these people, like messaging and like kind of very.
You sent feet pics?
I did feet too on there. There's people on there asking. It wasn't just people wanting like, you know, some people just literally wanted pictures of my feet with socks and no socks. It was literally people like that. That's easy money right there. So I was gonna be like, okay, no, you know. I was like, all right. And it did get draining just because a lot of these people are very needy. They want it right away. They ask you, they want it right away. If you don't respond, they're like, "Are you scamming me? Like, when are you gonna send it?" You know. And so I was like, "I'll send it at night." Da da da. A lot of these people were needy. It was very stressful. You know, especially working full time. And I was like, ugh. And then I was like, around like January, I was like getting really stressed about it. I don't know if it's because I just didn't really know how to manage it at the moment. You know. I didn't want to stop it because I was like, I'm making good money off that and working, you know.
A lot of incomes.
Yeah, so I was like, this is nice.
Have you ever done stripping before? Like,
no, I would never do that. I would not get myself in that industry.
No stripping?
Nope, I wouldn't. And February came. I did my taxes for my job, and I had to do taxes for my OnlyFans because if you make over $600, you have to report that to your taxes, right? I had to do that.
There's some rule about that you gotta do now.
Yeah, I was aware of that before even starting it too. But then after I did pay my taxes, I was like, you know what, like I'm gonna take a break off it. And then I took a break, and I was like, you know what, like the money's nice, but like just the thought of like people, you know, just constantly see me like that and stuff.
So you stopped doing? You haven't posted?
I haven't posted on there. And
you recommend anyone to do it? Like,
you know what? It's not bad. It depends what you do. You know, like if it's for yourself, like I would always tell people, it's literally just me. Period. Just me on there. You know, like, but you do have to be aware that if you're doing this, like, not everyone's gonna know. Freaking people you probably went to school with, kindergarten.
Yeah, like you gotta promote it yourself. Like,
they're literally gonna see how you look. You know. So you have to be aware and being open, like that.
So you're comfortable with that, kind of like you're comfortable in your own body, like that.
You have to be comfortable to do that, you know. But you know, like, do I recommend it? Yeah, you know, everyone's their own person. You know, I did it. I don't regret it. Nice money. You know, I did it. I had my experience. Now I know how it is. You know. As of right now, do I want to go back to it? No. Later on, maybe. I don't know. I don't want to say yes or no because I don't know, you know. But as of right now, I don't. Like, I feel like working, and I make good money right now. Like I know I can make good money.
It's not even about the money. I just want to know if you would do it again.
You know, like 2 jobs. So I was like, but yeah, as of right now, I don't want to go back to that. You know.
Okay.
But it is annoying because I know I haven't done it in a while, and there's still people telling me like, oh, like. You
still get some money out of that? OnlyFans?
Yeah, I don't know. I randomly just get emails like, oh, subscribe to your account. And I'm like, I haven't posted in a while.
I mean, it's still up on your Instagram, right?
It's also not on my link anymore.
You took it off?
I took it off, so I'm like, maybe my Tinder. I had to promote it on Tinder. I had to promote it on Tinder, Twitter, Reddit. And I don't have none of those anymore. I should go back and take it off because I have people subscribing. So, but like the other day I went back and I was like, people are still subscribing. So all the money it just had sitting there. I had to just throw it to my account, you know.
That's cool though. I mean, good. Round the money, saved it.
Yeah. Like otherwise, right now I don't want to go back to that, you know.
All right, so this is the last topic I'm gonna bring up. Of course, it's kind of like the big one. It's the relationship talk. So I guess if we start off like right now. So are you single? Are you not? What's going on? I'm
single.
There? Okay, single right now.
Single right now, yeah. I have been. I guess like a year ago or so, I ended like my relationship that I had.
How many relationships have you been in?
Serious wise, one. The other ones I don't count. They were pointless. I say, you know.
Been there.
You know, this one I had was 3 years. It was 3 years, 3 years, but it wasn't really going anywhere. Like it was just a constant toxic cycle I was stuck in, you know.
Okay.
It messed me up a lot. That's why I don't like right now. I'm very like how I am, you know, very close. I guess not really open to just meeting people because you know I refuse to have people waste my time, you know.
Tell me about it. People love to waste my time also.
It wasn't really toxic, you know. When I mean toxic, like verbal abuse, and verbal abuse goes a long way. Like,
do you cuss a lot?
No. feel like I'm not really a cusser.
Not really a cusser?
No, I'm not really a cusser.
I don't think you said one cuss word this whole...
I think the only thing I said was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, alright, yeah. So every once in a while you
But yeah, that's why it messed me up a lot, verbal abuse. I grew up seeing it, my parents, physical, verbal, everything. And then seeing what my parents go through it, so I was like, I feel like I thought that as the norm. I thought it was normal.
Yeah, verbal abuse is not normal, guys. So
it's not normal, and I thought at the time it was normal.
Yeah.
You know, being used, talk, you know, like use, like talk, like their friends, kind of like.
I want to say some side note real quick.
Like I don't know how to explain it to you, but like it was like. It traumatized me a lot. Just because I don't know, I can't like say everything that happened in those 3 years. Like I went.
A lot of stuff went down.
A lot of stuff went down, and I did go to therapy. I was already doing therapy because of my parents, but I did have to do a lot of therapy for what I have went through in this relationship. I was in therapy for the longest. Like
you do therapy right now?
Right now I'm doing once a month. I love my therapist. I like to just go once a month, keep myself going, like letting my anything out.
I was thinking about doing therapy myself, but I don't know.
Honestly, therapy for everyone is different. It all depends who your therapist is. I love my therapist. I've had her for years already. The thing with therapy is a lot of people say, "Oh, like it doesn't help. It doesn't help." It does if you allow yourself to like speak up and be open. Like you have to. Like if you did a mistake, you have to own up to it. Like even if it's like embarrassing, like say it, right? Like I love my therapist, and even if it's something I know I shouldn't have done or something, like anything in general, like I'm very open, you know? I'm very open about it, and I feel like that's why therapy has helped me. And it's not only about being open, it's also who your therapist is. You know, you have to be comfortable around them.
Yeah.
It's all about being comfortable around them and feeling like you're not judged. My therapist, she helps me, and then she also reads cards with me. She cleanses me. Like I know that's separate, but like I do all of that, you know.
Okay. Are you like religious or?
I'm like spiritual.
Ooh.
Spiritual.
Like, do you collect rocks and stuff and crystals?
I used to, you know, and I did have. I feel like a lot of people think it's funny with the rocks and stuff, you know, but you don't just play around with that shit. Because I did have a really scary experience. I literally like charged a fucking crystal one time, and that opened so many doors, and I never thought about that, but just like, oh my god, you know, no. Yeah. I would hear, feel, see spirits. Like that's how deep I went into my spiritual thing. That's how deep I went into it, and then I started gaining like psychic ability. I feel like I don't want to talk about it because I feel like people think I'm crazy for it, you know. Yeah. Like I know I'm not crazy for it. No, I would literally say something, and people are like, "No, that's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. What the heck happened?" So that has happened, and then I started happening in my dreams. People would always think I'm crazy, and I would see things in my dreams. Yeah. And it happened in real life. So I keep all this to myself. I still have all those abilities still. I just closed the door with the whole spirits. I don't want to feel them or hear them or none of that. Now that shit did scare me. Now that's how you know you don't just play with crystals. Like it's not just all fun and games.
No, that shit's some real shit.
You literally open doors with that. You literally open doors for that. And so I closed that door, but I feel like my spirituality, like my psychic abilities are really like on point, you know. That's just something I just keep to myself though, you know. Like if for someone else like something happening, I just don't say anything. I just let it go with the flow.
Okay. So back to like the relationship thing.
Like
wait. So what type of guys do you like when you're looking like for a guy? What type of things do you look for?
I feel like that before was different than now. So before.
Now.
Well, I mean, I've always liked pretty boys. You know, pretty boys who can dress. You know. That's how my past was. I was pretty boys, you know, dress, but assholes. It was an asshole. You know, if it fucked me up like that, you know. Like that shit fucked my relationship, my ex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that shit messed me up really bad.
Oh, I do have my phone right here. Yeah.
And but now I don't know if it's. I want someone on their shit, you know. Like, don't take no type of disrespect. Before I would let that shit slide so easily, you know. I'm like no, let it slide. I don't take none of that anymore. Like I don't let none of that slide anymore. Like, because I know my worth. Before I was that, I would just put it to the side, you know. And now I know. I like someone on their stuff, you know, like someone. I feel like I deserve to be like obviously respected and taken out and stuff, you know. I've always been the person who wears the pants. I always wore the pants. Okay.
Yeah.
I always wore it. With my past, I was the one buying everything. I would buy this bag.
See, can I ask you something, Desi, real quick? I've talked to a good amount of women and girls and stuff like that, and I'm starting to hear this a lot. That I was the one that, you know, took charge of the relationship. I did this, I did that. So where the fuck were these niggas coming from? Like, I don't understand, like, where, like, let me just be personal for a second. Like, I don't know, me, for example, like, I'm not a very, like, money-driven person, you feel me? Like, yeah, you'll never really see me, like, flexing, like, a bunch of money on my story, nothing like that. But I'm not broke, though. You get me? Like, I'm just wearing, like,
I don't
mature,
flex either. Like,
no, I'm not saying that, but I'm just, like, let me just get to my point real quick. So, the point I'm trying to make is, like, I don't know, like, money's never really been, like, I don't know. It's not an issue with me. You feel me? Like, when I was younger, even when I was younger, I had money. Like, when I was 15, 16-year-old, I didn't have, like, I wasn't, like, rich or nothing, but, you know, I used to throw parties and stuff. And then I used to have a job. Like, I always, you know what I mean? But I've never been, like, a flexer. You get me? That makes, I don't know explain it. But, okay, what I'm getting at is basically, like, okay, when I talk to girls and stuff like that, money's never really been, like an issue or whatever, I guess. Cause I don't know, it's more of like
an issue to where you have to go out.
You get what I'm saying? I've never really been in those situations where girls have to like do all that. You get me? You know what I'm saying? But like, okay, like some girls are kind of like, they like to do shit like that. You get me? Cause I've ran into some girls that like to pay for your shit, pay for your gas, like buy you food, like all type of shit like that.
That's me if I see that they do the same for me, you know. But
this is the thing that where I'm getting at is how did they get to that point though? Because like, okay. You know how you just say in your last relationship, you was the one wearing the pants on like that. So you gotta like, at some point, you gotta see like where this is kind of going. So is it like at first they act like they're all about it and then they stop doing it, or what? Like,
what do you mean act about it?
Okay, like if a guy comes and get like your ex, whatever, he was first talking to you at first. Did you see all that coming where you're gonna have to be like the male relationship?
I didn't see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you. I didn't see that from before. It just started happening.
So was he like a whole different guy at first, and then he turned into?
Yeah,
is that what it is, or what? Cause I don't know I don't know, bro. I don't know. I can't relate. I'm not that type of nigga, bro. Like I've never been that type of nigga. So
the most I ever got from that person was what, like a meal and one Starbucks drink and a bag of chips. That's how embarrassing I was put. That's the
just one meal.
One meal, and I remember clearly. What meal was it? I think it was Panda Express. So embarrassing. That's how you know I remember. Okay. No, I have bought this man a chain, shoes, Benihana, everything.
See, why do niggas like that get that? I don't understand though. Like,
no, I have put fixed their car. Like I don't drive, but I somehow knew how to put oil on a damn car. Okay, I know how to do all that. Like I did the whole car shit. Took their car to the freaking AutoZone, whatever. Figured out how I paid the bill. No, and then I knew what I was doing, and that situation was not right. I just didn't know how to get out of it. That's what it was.
But you know, these niggas are winning though, man. Like,
and then I stopped it, and oh my god, this man went downhill.
Yeah, I bet at that point.
Downhill, other you know.
Okay.
So now I feel like now that I pour a lot to myself, I try. I guess men who are on their shit. Do
you have a specific type, or you just go for certain traits, like you're saying?
I obviously what looks is one thing, but I also I like a man older. I like my older. Okay, older. I like him older, not my age younger. I'm
the age thing. Yeah, you kind of told the age thing. Okay.
I like, good job, everything. I want someone on their shit.
Okay.
Someone who's gonna motivate me too. Not just give me this, give me that, and bring me downhill with them.
Sounds like all green flags right here. This is great information. Yeah, this is,
But yeah, so.
Okay.
I don't like wearing the pants, but I did at some point.
So now you're more of
I'm more aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's respectable. That's cool. Any relationship advice you would give to any women out here in 2023 about relationships right now? Like, I don't know.
What? One thing is,
relationship is a tough one, man. It's
people who are like in situations that are like so, whether it's really toxic and doesn't matter in any shape or form of like toxic, and people who are in that situation. I was in there for so long, and I would always hear people tell me like, "Oh, like just leave. Like you look dumb. Like what are you doing? Like just leave." It's not easy to leave, Like it's easy said than done, So when I hear people say like, "Oh, like it's hard to leave. Like I'm struggling."
Yeah.
Like I get them, and I tell them, I was like, "You know what?
Because you was once there.
Stay there until you're done, and stay there until you're fed up. That's how you learn. That's literally how you learn."
So like, you know what? Can I tell you something real quick, Des?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is kind of putting my bro's business on like that. Okay, but I have a bro that.
Relationship. So my last thing is, if you're in a situation where it's like hard to like get out of, but like it's like not right, and you have your friends or your people around you telling you like, "Oh, like you look dumb, you look this and that." Like, no, you don't. Like, they're not gonna understand until like they're in those shoes, I may sound crazy to say this, but that's just what I did. I always say, literally stay there until you're fed up. That's how you learn. You stay there, keep going through those cycles over and over. That's literally the only way you're gonna learn.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
the only way you're really gonna learn and kind of.
It's hard.
That it made me grow as a person.
Mm.
So every time I've had people come to me about it, I literally just tell them, stay there. Just, if you want to keep doing that and like hurting yourself, then, do it. That's how you're going to learn.
Yeah.
Like, you'll learn later on.
I was basically going to go on about a little story, but yeah, like I've had bros and stuff that's been, even myself, I've been, I talked to some girls that I shouldn't have been talking to, you know what I mean? But it's just because I was so locked in. It's just hard to fucking, it's hard to see things clearly.
Yeah, so like I'll never just judge anyone who's in that,
Okay, so what advice would you give for guys like for dating like in 2023 and stuff?
Oh my god, don't let the girl wear the pants. Don't let the girl wear the pants. Like,
but a lot of girls want to be independent too. Like they want to be
and then the
shit.
Fact, I don't know. I've heard this a lot, but I feel like when a lot of the guys just think us girls are crazy for trying to communicate or say things that bother us, it's always like, "Oh, you're crazy."
Girls have a lot of trouble communicating.
I'm such a communicator. I think the person that
I deal with girls that do this shit. Like, instead of saying what they're feeling, they just start reposting a bunch of shit on their story.
No, you see, that's
that's
not
tough
me.
shit.
Like, I've had someone like right now or whatever. Yeah. I don't want to go into that, but like, I'm such a big communicator. It literally gives them a headache. It gives them a headache because I communicate about everything. I'm like, no, sit down. Like, I'm not gonna be comfortable throughout the day until I communicate what's bothering me.
Literally.
Like,
she texted me when she's like, "Come outside. I have anxiety waiting outside."
Yeah,
I was
literally.
like, "What the fuck?"
Like, I literally straight up say like.
She's like, I literally. So yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of like something.
I'm such a big communicator. It's annoying to some people.
Mostly, but yeah, we're talking about communication. That's very cool that you're good at that. A lot of more females should work on that. Like I said, I deal with a lot of girls that, like I said, they do petty shit. You know what I'm saying?
See that petty shit is not gonna get
so,
you anywhere.
And that's really,
so communicate.
Communication is very key. Like I said, I'm a communicator. Not over communicator, but I'm just so like, I do like. I don't know. I'm trying to sound like you, but kind of like, yeah, I felt that. Like, yeah, some people get mad at me because how like honest I am too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't like to give in to shit. A lot of people will like to act like something's wrong when there's nothing wrong, just to have something be wrong. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Instead of really just saying what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I don't know. That went over your guys' head, but that's something. Okay, but besides that, Dez, it's for sake of the camera, I'm gonna just wrap this up because I don't know what the fuck. I could talk to you forever, but I just want to say I fuck with you. You're very interesting. This podcast is gonna be like, I don't know, interesting as fuck to watch. You have a lot to say.
I do.
I feel like you still got more to say
there's
too.
There's still more to say because a lot I wasn't able to say. But if you guys like this,
so this is part 1. Okay? Yeah, so let me know how y'all fuck with this one. I mean, Des, now that I feel like we met and like we do all that. So now like hopefully we get you back on here and it's not like a one-time thing. Get you back. There you go. But I get it. You're not, like I said, Des, you're not the only one. A lot of people are kind of like skeptical until they see the vibes.
Yeah.
Or at least you know what I mean. So you know, now that they're on the podcast, it's different. You know, leaving here is way different because now that she's been on, it's a different vibe. So hopefully we can get you on here for part 2. I feel like it'll go up. You know, you had a lot to say. Make sure you guys are subscribed right now. Make sure you guys follow Des. Her Instagram's right here. My Instagram's popped up. Make sure you guys go get yourself a hoodie. $45. You need to get yourself a hoodie, Des. I don't know why you're not fucking with me like that. Like, what's going on, bro? Like, I don't know why you're not fucking with my hoodies like that. You need to get yourself one ASAP.
Okay.
Like, support black owned, bro.
Okay.
Like, I'm not fucking playing. Okay. But like, yeah. So we gotta get Des one right now. We gotta get her right for sure. I know she said she's picky or whatever. She gotta see it or whatever. But
yeah, I need to see the hoodie. But yeah.
All right. Well, these are the regular ones right here. But the crop top one, I don't have one on me like that.
All right.
But yeah, I don't know. So get yourself some clothing. Make sure you guys go tune in on Spotify, Apple Podcasts if you haven't.
Go take a shot for me, you guys.
Yeah, take a shot for her. She about to head out to the bar right now.
I'll get lit for you guys, okay?
Literally, take a shot for the podcast people.
Yeah, well,
I mean, let me know.
Let
me know who you guys want to see next. Be on the lookout. We got some more episodes. I'm gonna try to bring in more female guests. Like I said, like they do really great on the channel. I don't got no doubt in my mind that this episode is not gonna do good. You know, every female I brought up on here, their episodes do great. So I just think it's gonna be cool. Let me know who you guys want to see next. Things you guys can be on the lookout for. We're gonna vlog a little bit. We're gonna drop some vlogs this month. We're back. This is season 2, so episodes. We're back in podcast mode. Got Des out for the first podcast back on season 2. I mean, besides that, is there anything you want to add, Des? Anything your people want to know? I don't know.
No.
You want to throw out there? You got clothing, anything like that?
Everything for the next episode.
All right, next episode.
Next episode.
All right, then. So until then, I will see you guys on the next episode for real. And